Hi, it's Danny. Welcome to this video, welcome to this channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Deepest gratitude to you for joining me today. So what are we doing today? Well, we are in my Sterling Ink B6 notebook, which is my bullet journal, to kind of do a flip through of May. I never really do these. It turns out that lately what happens is I'm like, I take various mental health breaks. Sorry for the ash. And I come back and sort of really quickly flip through pages and show, hey, look at how I'm neglecting my journal. Today though, I thought maybe I could do a slow flip through. I was a little inspired. Let's be honest. I was very inspired by Ellie's Corner, as always, how she was talking about, I don't know, the way she ended her last video. I think it was the May flip through, kind of like, I don't know, made me feel so happy for some reason. And I forgot who else. I was watching Lindsay Scribbles. Whoops, I Did It Again Co. I just been watching my favorite planner people go through their notebooks, and I don't know, it just made me so happy. So I wanted to record. My weekly setup is not that exciting, not worthy of time. Well, maybe it's worthy of time, I don't know. So I decided, let me show you what I did in May very slowly, and talk about what works and what didn't work. I kind of also, watching those videos today kind of got me thinking about, planner piece and all that crap, and finding the best fit for you. That's what it was. Ellie's Corner said something to the effect of, she's finally in a notebook or in a space that makes her feel like, I don't know, it sounded like peace to me. It sounded like ease, and that's what I'm searching for. I ended up, quick story, I ended up a couple of days ago, there was like a sale on Sterling Ink's site because I'm obsessed, and I got several little passport notebooks. The Imperfects were the only left, and I think they're sold out now, all the passport notebooks. And I've been looking at passport notebooks, like I kind of miss that small size. Funny enough, I do have a notebook already. I was just getting greedy. Where is she? Oh, she's over here. This is the passport size Sterling Ink notebook. I'm not going to open it because this is where I keep my therapy and self-help notes, but I kind of just wanted to go back to it, and so I'll show you this. I started making a setup for June back here just to see if I like it. And what I remember is the reason why I don't like little notebooks is because I like to line it up from 1 to 31 all the way up to bottom. The number here, the number of grid going, what is that, vertical, is 29. So 30 and 31 is always going to be off page, or you have to transfer to the next page. And immediately I was turned off. I was like, nope, can't do it. So I did that. And I was just like, no, not working. And then I started thinking about the reason why I went back to a B6 size, because for a while I was in a sequence pocket, and sequence pockets you could always line it up 1 to 30. In fact, there was like, I believe it's like 34 boxes going vertically, and I used to love that. But I wasn't necessarily in love with the paper. And I wanted more space, and I wanted to keep everything in one notebook. I just admire people who have multiple notebooks and they manage to go to them every single time. But the thing that I saw in Lindsay Scribbles, I'm just a commercial for everybody else, don't mind me. She has several different planners, and she memory plans here, she bullet journals there, she bullet journals in 2 places, and she has an art notebook. And it's just like, I wish I was like that sometimes. Like, comparison is a thief of joy, don't get me twisted. You shouldn't compare yourself to anybody else. But I have so many notebooks. One day I'll show you all the notebooks I have in my possession. It's ridiculous. When am I going to use them all? Am I using everything am I using everything that I need to be using? Am I being as effective as possible? I don't know. But let's get to May. So In April, as you saw, I was in a sequence notebook. I was totally over the sequence notebook. I had bought B6 size sterling ink notebooks and I just wanted to jump into them. So I dropped the sequence and I decided to move over. That's Edge walking by. I decided, let's see your tail. Nope, but he's not gonna let me see his tail. He's the more, I would say, scaredy cat. He's a very scaredy cat. He's sweet though, but you'll never see him. He only appears for my husband and me when anytime there's anybody in our house that he doesn't know, he's gone. He's under the bed, he's hiding, and he won't come out for like an hour or 2 or 3. In any event, you can see his paws. So I jumped into a B6 because I miss being able to journal freely in my bullet journal. And in 2021, I had the best result having my bullet journal with my regular journal. And I kind of wanted that structure. I just feel like I needed structure. And that's what some planners are supposed to do, right? Give you structure, make you feel organized, make you feel accomplished. And I wanted to have that feeling again. I didn't necessarily felt that in a sequence. So you may have, did I show you guys my setup? I don't know. But what I did a day or 2 ago is I went back and I just popped in stickers. All the stickers you see are from Sterling ink. Again, so obsessed. Kind of miss like the emojis from like Nightingale Co. and Coffee Monster Co. I may add that to a spread in the future. I'm not sure, but right now I'm just kind of feeling the whimsical vibes of the Sterling ink stickers, so I added that. But this is like the beginning of the notebook. Future log, affirmations, goals for 2023. I actually also, this is a watercolor. I tried to see how it would look with this paper and I actually like it. And so maybe in the future I'll also add some watercoloring. I used to watercolor a lot, particularly when I was deep in therapy, and I found it so helpful to me and I plan to get back to it again, but neither here nor there. So May, start off every month with Sterling ink vellum, and I actually also added the month planner. Hold on one second. Good buzz playing the tournament, doing well. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Gio, sorry, my husband is at the casino. And now he's playing a tournament. He didn't tell me he was going to play a tournament. Haha. Any hoodle. I was a little worried because usually he's back in 2 hours. He wasn't back in 2 hours, so I'm like, where are you? Well, I didn't do that because you can't really say where are you. You have to be like, how are you instead. Little trick of marriage. Don't be accusatory when you ask them questions. Oh boy. Oh man. Can you change your attachment style? I feel like if anyone wants to look at my Google searches, they would know I'm all over the place. I feel like you guys already know that I'm all over the place. Whatevs. Anyhow, let's get back to the planner. Come on, focus. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I added Sterling ink stickers. I didn't know what to do with this May sticker, so I just like plopped it here. I don't know if I'll do that again. I did it for June. Don't know if I'm going to continue that. And I did my monthly log. May was really empty for us, meaning we didn't have big plans. We weren't going to do much of anything. And there were times where I kind of just stopped planning. As always, I just stopped touching my notebook. Anyhow, so it's not as full as like, let me show you guys June already. Hold on. Oh, it's June 4th today, so it's Sunday, June 4th. Look at that in comparison. And I still haven't filled out everything else. All this, yeah. So May was a very slow month in terms of like things to do and tasks to be taken care of, appointments and whatnot. But the setup always works for me. Just kind of writing it out so I could see like visually what areas are crowded, like from the 13th to the 17th. It was like, oh my gosh. And there was a time where I don't think we had any plans. I was just working. And this also goes into the specifics. So it makes it's easy. In other words, I also add these stickers. I think they were from May's box. But since I have a huge collection of Sterling ink stickers that I haven't used in a while, I don't know from where is what. Maybe you guys can tell me. I also have my tracking. And again, you could always tell when I'm having a hard time is when I stop doing the things to care for myself, my like coping skills, which are prayer, journaling, my gratitude, eating healthy. When I stop doing those things, that's when it's like a difficult time and I just have to like back off of everything, which is, it's the same thing I've been doing since I was little. No, it is not. That's not true. By the time I got to like 18, 16, I would stop taking care of myself whenever I was like going through something difficult or trying to work something out emotionally or mentally in my head. And it hasn't helped, because coming back to a good habit, a healthy habit, or self-care is that more difficult after feeling like you were in a basement. So you're wallowing in sadness or whatever. Like, you guys, if you have, any of you had the unfortunate pleasure of unfortunate pleasure. That's an oxymoron. But if you ever experienced like depression or deep sadness or grief, even when you finally feel like you could come back to your life, because it still keeps going regardless of how you feel. There goes Edge again. It's harder to get back into self-care or the habits that you had before the event. And for me, in my mind, when something bad happens, it becomes a catastrophe, and I just can't function. And that's not healthy or helpful to me or anybody. So what I'm trying to learn now, and again, I will always advocate for meditation. It's everything. Is how you understand that ups and downs will happen, and grace is a blessing. Giving yourself grace, giving yourself space to be like, okay, well, I can't do, let's use meditation for example. Today I'm in such a rotten place. I can't focus, so I'm not going to do a 10-minute meditation. I'll just do 1 minute of breathing. And that way you're not losing everything, not losing all the things that matter to you, or caring for yourself while you go through whatever it is. And it's easier said than done. I'll tell you that right now. There's no way that that's easier, and I'm still working on it, and I'm 40 blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So but that's what I'm working on. That's what I hope to accomplish by the end of this year, that I'm going to keep running. Like I had a really bad day a couple of weeks ago in May, probably around here, and I was supposed to run, but I was so upset, and I was just like, you know what, I have my sneakers on, let me put on my little visor, and I'm just going to try to run a mile. And if I can do that, maybe I'll run more, but I don't have to. I just need to get out of this car. I need to just try. And I ran like 2 miles that day, which I was really proud of. A year ago, I wouldn't have done that. A year ago, I would have been crying, a sobbing mess, just thinking the world's asunder. And that's why I think meditation has changed my life, but also I have to change things. Certain things aren't working anymore, so I have to change things up. And I think that's why I bought so many notebooks, because I feel like I should change things up. And it's just like, duh, Danny, you went from a pocket to B6. Stay at B6 for a little while. What does Cindy say? She says, stick with the planner for 3 months. After 3 months, change your mind. That's a little rigid for me, but I see where she's coming from. Give it a try, you know? Anyhow, so these are my trackers, and at the end of the month, it wasn't a difficult time, because as you could tell, I was meditating. I just wasn't eating healthy or journaling. I don't know what happened. I was just not in the mood. Work has also been, you know, when you're a kid, they tell you like, hey, you could be anything you want to be. Follow your dreams. Well, I am not an artist, which is what I wanted. Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer. Thank you, Madlock. I wanted to be an artist in high school and in junior high. That didn't work out. And I wanted to be a writer, which sort of worked out, but not really. And then there was a point in my life where I wanted to teach. And I got to do that, and it was wonderful. And now I'm not doing any of those things. Not in a professional sense. I'm not getting paid for it. And so it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. And I don't know why I'm getting sad now. So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to flip this page. So the craving thing doesn't really work. I don't think I'm going to bring the spread to July. Because a lot of it is backtracking. Like, oh, none, I didn't have any cravings yet. And still, I may have ordered, like, see, wanted a caramel latte. That means I know I ordered Panera that day. So that... I don't think the craving thing is working. The moods things kind of works, provided that I'm in my notebook. So when I'm not in my notebook, I will backwrite and say bad, 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 bad. So instead of saying what I was experiencing, and I just need to pick up my notebook more. It's not the book itself. I love this notebook. I love the pages. I love the feel of it. The stickers are gorgeous. I think I need to be a little bit more playful in my approach. Like, just not be so serious. I think that's the problem. So I'll more than likely keep moods, maybe not cravings. Maybe I'll put that in like my daily logs. I don't know. Goals kind of worked out a little bit. When I don't set up goals, I have backtracked and wrote what I should have focused on, which is not necessarily authentic. For the month of June, and granted it's been 4 days, I have been going to my notebook daily and spending time. What I've been doing actually is getting up earlier and meditating, and then practicing yoga, and then doing my coping skills. I stopped writing down my prayers. I've just been saying it in my mind and my heart, as opposed to writing it down, because I felt like writing down my prayers has hindered me from actually saying them and being authentic in the moment with the things that are on my mind, which is the point of prayer. Anyhow, I stopped writing wins. The 23rd was my anniversary, my year anniversary of working at my job, and it was such a crappy week that I kind of just shut down, and I kept that going. But I will continue having daily wins and daily goals, because it's helpful to keep my mind focused on what I hope to achieve day by day by day. And while I don't do like daily pages like in my sequence, like let's go back to April. So each page had like my daily tasks and the memories I wanted to hold on to or write down or take note of. Looking at it in a daily day-to-day perspective, it just wasn't helpful to me. Also, these time logs doesn't work, particularly on the weekends, where like maybe one day I will go running at 7:30 versus 8 a.m., you know, or I went to the gym at like 8:30 instead of like 9. So I would make a schedule, but I wouldn't stick to it, and that irritated me when I look back. I'm like, that's not how it happened. And I'd either feel compelled to white it out, or the next day I wouldn't even write anything at all. And so a lot of this might be back planning, which I don't care for. I don't think it's as authentic as I want it to be. I want my bullet journal to be such an authentic place where it shows a real representation. Because what I noticed about my bullet journal before is that I was always in it, 1, and 2, I was always writing in the moment. Like I always had my journal with me. And it's not like my job has fully really changed. I mean, I'm not teaching, but I'm in front of a computer all day. I'm sitting in front of a computer. I could easily pull out my notebook and say, hey, I, blah, blah, blah is a win, or I'm craving da 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 da. I could easily do that, but for some reason, May I wasn't doing that. May was a hard month. You know, let's give us a little grace. The 2-day spread does not work. I learned in June that, so obviously I've been talking about meditation for like, 10 minutes. I decided to make a reflection page, and I'll show you guys that. Hold on. So, ooh. Did I really write this much? No, this is May. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is how my new setup is for June. I have my weekly tasks and stuff and when it happens, and then I've been writing my reflections down. So when I learn something interesting or I discover an emotion or a thought, like a positive thought usually in meditation, or they say something that really sinks to my soul, I write it down and I kind of write about like, I also included like a note in my running. Like I had like this really amazing breakthrough during a run on Thursday, and my endurance was like what I've never seen before in a long time. Like I used to run from 2017 to 2020. I was running all the time. And then I stopped. I gained a crap ton of weight, and getting back to it has been hard, and I haven't been able to do what I used to be able to do back then. So 5K, which is 3.1 miles, were nothing to me in 2017 and even in 2020. And now I'm still on the couch to 5K, which is not, everything's a process. That's fine. But the fact that I was able to show up for myself with my endurance this day, I felt like it was such a breakthrough that I had to write it down in reflections, not necessarily in my dailies, which I wrote memories about what happened in the day. So that's the difference. And I think I'm going to continue having reflections for the week. And just if I run out of space, which I won't because today's Sunday and I already wrote my reflections down, I'll just go to the next page. And I think that will be more organic in terms of my bullet journal, which is another thing I noticed about my old B6 stylogy, that I would just keep going. I would just turn the page and keep going, as opposed to having a very rigid structure in my, I think this is a bad example. This is an example of rigid because I had everything, like everything was mapped out. Okay, day to day, I could write out, draw out my dailies and then the week, and then like it didn't feel natural. It felt like I was just setting it up and I could easily ignore it. This one is more like I'm going with, my journal is walking with me, if that makes sense. This was supposed to be a short video, and look at me at 22 minutes. So let's move ahead. So, excuse me, writing out like a block schedule of what I'm doing hour to hour doesn't work, because most of it is going to be work in the center and like random BS that's not necessarily accurate on Saturday, Sunday, and even after work, because sometimes I will leave the house at exactly 3:30 to go do whatever task I need to do for myself or for the household. And then I'll come back like not instead of an hour and a half, so it's not accurate. So I just, the schedules aren't working for me. And I gotta be okay with that. I gotta be okay with the things that have changed. Like I used to be able to do like a Hobonichi Weeks situation, and I tried it. I went back, and I told you guys, I went back to Hobonichi Weeks, and I love it because it's so cute and so little, but it didn't feel right. It didn't, like, yes, I love a weekly overview, but what do I put on this page? I had nothing to put on this page. Granted, next year I'm kind of thinking of having my own, a place for meditation only, but part of me is just like, why can't I have it all in one book? It'll be helpful to me whenever I pick up the notebook to just go through again. Also, this bad boy is so thick that I feel like I will get close to the end of the year with this, which is going to be a tricky situation, because do I use another Thickums book next year? Do I keep going? I don't know. That, well, hello, that's future Danny's problem, right? Like sugar, like what am I even talking about? Anyhow, so after the weekly spread, I have my dailies, and what I was doing was I was keeping it, I was attaching, like, so the weekly started on May 1st to May 7th, and I kept everything tight between May 1st and May 7th on a 2-day spread. Moving forward, I'm not doing that. I am just going to keep going. So this week, Sunday is the end of the week for me. I'm just going to continue to write Monday the 5th and the 6th and the 7th if it fits here. And then I'm just going to turn the page to the next blank page and start writing dailies again. I'm going to keep it all together and just be honest and move with my journal in a more organic way. And I'll stick weeklies wherever I stick weeklies. So I'm going to turn this page past my gratitude, and I'm going to set up my weekly and my reflections and just keep it real simple, instead of like having, like, I feel like the reason why I started backing off from bullet journaling is because I put way too much pressure on myself. So I'm going to ease up because life is hard. Why am I making it harder on myself? I don't know. So I added little stickers, not too much because there's not much space in this, the way I block it. And I love how it looks. I don't know why, it just makes me really happy. And here's my gratitude spread. And you could see that I went from May 1st to May 19th. So in other words, I skipped days, obviously, but I just kept it going. And I actually like the feel of just keeping it going all on one page, even if it doesn't represent the same week, because why not? And here's my other week. I did a retro situation of the week that I missed. And that's another thing I love about bullet journals. You could just keep going. You just write out a new page, because I went from the 1st to the 7th to the 15th to the 21st. And what I should have done was write the retros here and the weekly here, but who cares, you know? And I did my dailies on a 2-day spread for the week of the 15th to the 21st. I didn't do a weekly for the 8th to the 14th because, you know, I just didn't feel like it. I continued my gratitude. I obviously didn't finish the month, but, you know, all good in the hood. And then we reached the end of the May. I turned the page. Again, I was keeping the weeklies and the dailies together, but I'm not going to do that moving forward. And as you could tell, I added a whole bunch of stickers. These are all Sterling ink stickers. I think they're from the same month. Probably not, because I just reorganized all my stickers. It's a big old mess. Like, I have a drawer of just stickers everywhere. And then after the dailies for that week, because gratitude was over here, I just went on to June, and this is the start of June. So while this was supposed to be a simple flip through that should have taken 10 minutes, it did not. And I apologize for that. But either way, I hope you enjoyed. I hoped you learned something, or I don't know, I kept you company while you planned and played with stickers. And, you know, that's what this is all about, just keeping each other company. And I just want to thank you guys. I just answered 2 responses. I said thank you, but in my heart of hearts, the comments that were left in my last video really touched my soul. And I just want to thank you guys for watching, for commenting whenever you do, for even liking. Thank you so much. It really means the world to me. And I'm going to show up more. I promise you I'm going to show up more. I'm much, much better. And we'll see how it goes, right? Anyhow. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do as you deem fit. Remember to question everything except your instincts, and I will be sure to catch you on the flips. Bye.